In previous episodes saw Dokja attends a secretive king's meeting where only powerful faction leaders are allowed. Amid political tension and factional bickering over who will join the next scenario, a corrupt politician named Han Ho-yu tries to push for a democratic selection, but is humiliated when the Supreme King, Yu, arrives and forcefully takes control, picking the first 6 participants himself, excluding Dokja. Confused and left out, Dokja later realizes Yu may have seen him drinking with S instead of meeting, possibly offending him. Meanwhile, the group must now choose 4 more participants. Dokja ends up earning 4 slots and selects himself, Shin, and others, sending them ahead. Left alone with the mysterious King of Wanderers, it's revealed she's his mother, recently released from prison, and was instrumental in defeating a catastrophe. Their strained but meaningful reunion hints at a deeper story, rooted in the book Dokja once read to her. Dokja thinks that if it wasn't for TWSA, and if the author hadn't serialized that story, he wouldn't be standing here right now. She tells Dokja that it is just 3rd-grade garbage. Dokja is surprised to hear that, and tells her that it is all thanks to that garbage novel that she was able to survive. The system notifies that the Constellation prisoner of the Golden Headband is watching him with great interest. The Constellation secretive plotter is watching him with mysterious eyes, and the Constellation demonic judge of fire is watching him with pity. Dokja starts walking towards her and asks which attribute she has. He puts his hands on the table and says that he is guessing it might have to do something with the stories he told her, and she asks why she should tell him that. Dokja says that if she still thinks of him as her son, she doubts that he even thinks of her as his mother. Dokja says, a little. The system notifies that the character Song has used lie detection and has confirmed that Dokja is telling a lie. Dokja is surprised to see that she also has that skill. He thinks that she must be his mom. She asks Dokja if he still blames her. Dokja turns his head and says that he is not here to talk about that. He thinks that he can't tell if she's acting or if she's sincere. She tells Dokja that his father is a bad man. Dokja says that he knows, but still, that doesn't mean she could do what she did to him. She tells Dokja that sometimes one has to make some sacrifices for a better life. Dokja says that is just nonsense. When one murders someone, they have to pay the price for their actions. She tells Dokja that she sees all that reading has made him quite an eloquent speaker. Dokja shouts at her that to him his life seemed even more unreal than that novel, all because of her. He asks if she knows why he came to see her, and she tells Dokja that they can both detect the lies, so let's just cut the act. Dokja asks if she knows the old lady with inmate number 406 and lends her to him. She tells Dokja that he might be better off taking that incarnation who has Jianqi as their supporting constellation. Dokja tells her that Ganucci is one of her closest allies and that the old lady will be of more help to him. She tells Dokja that she can see why, seeing what they're up against. She asks Dokja how he knows what supporting constellation inmate number 406 has. Dokja says that he can't reveal that information, but she tells Dokja that he must have a skill that lets him find out someone's supporting constellation. Dokja asks if she is going to lend her to him or not, and he thinks that he better watch out for what he should say in front of her. She starts smiling and says that she will, but he should introduce her to his friends next time. Dokja is surprised to hear that, and Song starts wearing her mask. Dokja thinks that bringing out the worst in people is what she does best, so tells Dokja that it is about time he faced reality. She says that even if all of this fiction becomes a reality, he should never believe them to be real. Dokja is in shock. The system notifies Dokja that the 4th wall is shaking violently. Dokja thinks that just a few words from her, and his whole world is shaking violently. She's the person who reminds him of the reality that he hates so much. She asks Dokja if he understands, and the system notifies that stigma and self-justification level 1 is activated. Dokja thinks that he hates her. He hates seeing that she's trying to be a mom all of a sudden when too much time has passed to turn things back to the way they were. The system notifies Dokja that the 4th wall is beginning to shake less. Dokja tells her that she is right. He takes fiction to be reality, because that's just the way he has lived all these years. It might seem pathetic to her, but know this. At least he doesn't sell off reality to be fiction like she did. Dokja is furious as he quickly leaves the tent and is about to collide with Sona. He is startled to see her. She says that she is sorry. It is just that Dokja was taking so long, and she got worried. There's an awkward silence between the two. After some time, Dokja and Sa are walking. He asks how her hangover is, and she tells him that she is fine. Sa tells Dokja that she heard that he carried her back here, and she's sorry that she has been nothing but a nuisance again. Dokja tells her that it is fine. She was only trying to look after him. He asks Sa if she heard anything, and she nods her head in approval. Dokja thinks that there was a sound wave blocking skill, and he wonders if she broke it on his way in. Dokja tells her that she must have found it rather strange why a mother and son would talk like that to each other. Sanger replies that she did not think so. Dokja asks if she wants to know why, and she replies only if it is okay with him. Dokja starts smiling and tells her that his mother killed his father and served time in prison. S is shocked to hear that. Dokja says that it might sound a little harsh, but his father was someone who deserved that. Domestic violence, gambling violence, and debt. He used to beat them every day while he was alive, and one day his mom mustered up the courage and ended up dokabi something about it. Dokja tells her that he thought rumors had gotten around at work already, but he guessed she didn't hear that. She must be even more confused now as to why he hated his mother when she did what she did to end the suffering. Dokja asks S if it puzzles her, and she says not at all. She may not be able to understand him completely. Dokja interrupts her and asks if she thinks that he should forgive her for what she did. Dokja asks S if she knows about a book called A Murderer's Notes from the Underground. S is excited to think that it is a change in topic. She tells Dokja that she has heard about it and it is a bestseller. Dokja says that it was an essay a woman wrote while she was in prison for killing her husband, who had abused her, and it was critically acclaimed. Dokja says that the critics called it Korea's very own Notes from the Underground, and it is very overrated, of course. S is in shock to hear that. Dokja says that it is right. His mother wrote it. Dokja tells Sa that he can still remember how his house was flooded with reporters, and everyone kept asking him if his essay was based on a true story. He even remembers everything his classmates said about how his mother sold off her past as a murderer to make money. Even his relatives asked him how his mom could allow herself to be seen in the papers like that when she is a murderer. S is worried about Dokja. He tells her that he can stand being the son of a murderer, but having that story sold off for money is a different story. To think that his life was being exchanged for money, someone else's, is a completely different story. Dokja thinks that the constellations didn't gift him any coins then, but more than ever before, he can feel that the constellations are looking at him right now. This too must be just a story to them. Dokja asks S if she still thinks that he should forgive his mother. Dokja thought that this was the best form of violence he could use against S, who was raised in a happy home. Dokja started laughing and said that he was sorry. He was just joking. S is surprised and asks what. Dokja tells her that it was a lie and asks her how something so dramatic could happen in real life. His mom and he are just like all other regular families, and his dad died in an accident when he was little. Suddenly, Sanga grabs his hand, and the system notifies Dokja that the fourth wall is shaking lightly. At the same time, someone calls Dokja from behind, and they quickly let go of each other's hands. Heewon and the rest arrive there, and she asks Dokja if they kissed again. S starts blushing. Heewon, looking at S blushing, says they must have kissed again. Dokja tells her to quit it, but nothing happens between the two of them. Hong tells Dokja that some strange old lady came looking for him. The old lady asks Dokja what he would want from a useless old hag like her. She looks at Dokja and says that he must be Dokja. She has heard a lot about him, and she says that it is nice to meet him. Dokja looks at the old lady. She is wearing a prison uniform and walking with a stick. Everyone is gathered at the station, looking at the sky. A lamp is floating in the air, and Yu is looking at the lamp. Dokja arrives there. Yu says he has come. Dokja says that he is not happy to see him. Yu tells him that he doesn't have to participate in this one. It seems that he has a woman he loves. Dokja is surprised to hear that. Yu is looking at the lamp and tells Dokja that things will only get harder from this point forward. Dokja wonders if Yu left him out because he was looking after him, and Yu tells him that this could be his last scenario. Dokja thinks that he is the same Yu who lost Seowa in the previous round. Dokja tells Yu that it isn't like that, and that this isn't the time for love. Yu asks him if he would mind dying then. Dokja asks him why he is being so harsh, and he tells Yu that he is hurting his feelings. Yu glares at Dokja and tells him not to forget that he hasn't paid him back for the beating he took. Dokja is confused and wonders if he wants him dead or alive. Dokja says that he had almost forgotten about it, and he says thanks for reminding him, jerk. Dokja tells everyone through a message that now he will go over some things they should be aware of for this scenario. He tells everyone that they can only enter the wrapped crystal in pairs, and for that reason, they will move in pairs in this scenario. Dokja and Shin will be in Group 1, Hee-won and will be in Group number 2. Sanga and the old prisoner last will be in Group number 3, and since Gilang is the odd one out, Ji-hee from Yu's group will be partnering up with him. And for Yu, he must have already figured something out. Dokja tells everyone that they might feel a little anxious after entering the crystal, so don't be flustered. The scenario screen will pop up as soon as they arrive on the other side. Dokja says that when the scenario screen pops up, he gets interrupted. Ekayongi appears near the crystal and tells everyone to hold on. He says that he is sorry, but there's an emergency announcement. He starts sweating and says that he almost forgot to tell them, but the initial number of people allowed in from Seoul Dokjami will be 8 and not 10. Everyone is shocked to hear that. Yongi tells everyone that there was a dimensional rift during the 5th scenario, which caused some contestants to enter the 6th scenario prematurely, and 2 people from the Seoul Dokjam are already in the scenario. Dokja suddenly realizes that he saw Pildo and Seong on the screen when he was visiting the underworld, and they were already in the scenario on the screen that Prani showed him. B says that although they were let in due to an error in the scenario, they can't help but reduce the number of participants to keep things fair. A person shouts that it is nonsense, and Hee-won asks Dokja what they should do now. Dokja has an angry look on his face. After some time, everyone is standing near the crystal. Dokja is holding the protection symbols of a moon, parasites, and embargo. The system notifies Dokja to insert the 5 protection symbols in the crystal. Dokja starts inserting the 3 symbols, and he sees that his mother is inserting the protection symbol she obtained after defeating the catastrophe of water, and Yu is inserting the protection symbol of the catastrophe of ice. The system notifies that they have proven their worth and the wrap crystal has been activated. The crystal starts hovering in the air, and a portal opens up. The system notifies that the main scenario has been updated, and the main scenario Abandoned World has begun. Sangha tells everyone that she will sit this one out. Dokja is surprised to hear that. She raises her hand and says that she will sit this one out too, because there's a second part anyway. She tells Dokja that he seems a little out of it, but she is sure that he will be okay, because that scary man also seems to be on their side this time. Dokja thinks that he won't have anything to worry about leaving S and Hee-won behind. Even if they hold a contest again to see who will enter the scenario, those 2 will have no problem making it in. Dokja thinks about who he needs to take now, this old lady. Dokja comes near S and whispers in her ear that he forgot to tell her before, but please tell the king of the wanderers to watch out for Eloan. S tells Dokja not to die. Dokja nods his head in approval. Hee-won starts teasing them and says that they are driving her crazy over here. After some time, Dokja tells everyone to let go. He holds Shin's hand and jumps towards the portal. Dokja and Shin arrive in a forest. They are both unconscious, and the system notifies them that the main scenario, Abandoned World, has begun. Shin starts vomiting after waking up. Dokja looks around and sees that they are surrounded by trees. He thinks that it looks like they got dropped off in the middle of the forest. Some monsters are lurking in the bushes. Dokja grabs his sword and goes near Shin, and the system notifies Dokja that the tier monsters, steel wolves, have appeared. Shin looks at the wolves and tells Dokja that they seem a little small. After some time, Shin and Dokja easily defeat the wolves. Shin says it looks like they won't give them any coins. Dokja tells her that the event is over now. Shin says not even any items. They don't even have a nucleus. Dokja tells her that it is because they outlevel them far. Dokja looks at the wolves and wonders if they are Tier S monsters because they feel like they are somewhere around Tier N. Shin says that they also feel a little too small. Dokja jumps in the air, takes a look at the area from above, and says that it is not all. First, they should head out that way. Dokja and Shin start walking in the forest. Dokja checks the scenario on the screen and sees that it still only has the title and that the rest of the details are still question marks. The system notifies Dokja that he has not yet fulfilled the prerequisite for activating the scenario. Dokja and Shin come out of the forest and look at the army of soldiers waiting there. A soldier orders everyone to get their skills ready and charged, and there are horse riders and archers in the army. As the army starts charging, Shin and Dokja are shocked to see that. Thanks for watching. Everyone, I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated. And hey, drop a comment if you have thoughts or new ideas or just want to say hi. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, take care and stay awesome.